lost the meaning of this story, as I lost what made me try.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Two Discovers. And I just left the gym. Skip legs day again, unfortunately. That's why I'm at my local park, Hackney Downs. And a week or two ago, I came up with this idea of delivering you guys fresh new content on a weekly basis. I even spoke to you about the name of the clip, which is to be weekly walkie talkie therapy, and essentially is where I allow you to just listen to my updates, things that are happening in my life at that time, and essentially, you know, talk about the good, the bad, and everything in between. So this should be my third video in this, let's call it series of weekly walkie-talkie therapies. WWTT. Just came up with that acronym now. So whilst I'm in my local park, Hackney Downs, take a walk with me. And where I wanted to start today, which path should I take first? Let's go around this way. Ah, no, middle's always the best. Where I wanted to begin today is, first of all, I wanted to share some good news. Since returning to London and the UK, I've been on this journey to find myself, right? To Discovers, that's the inspiration behind my main channel. And through this process, I had to take some time out of my career, my professional work. What that was, and what I'm, you know, my main kind of income or job, perhaps even, you know, well, we call it my career because I did spend 17 years at it, was sales, essentially. I come from a professional background of corporate sales in various different industries. Some examples would be software as a service, IT, AI solutions. Now that's the second wave of AI, not the AI as we know it to be now. Okay? I took a break from that to sort my life out. Many things were going wrong. And I moved back to the UK from Vietnam just before Christmas 2025. Now, the good news is I'm back, and I just started at the beginning of this week, which is March 2026. So Monday this week, I started my new job. Just yesterday, in fact. And, you know, I'm really happy about this news because whilst it is my passion and my dream to be a content creator as a full-time job where I can help and inspire others, I do live in the real world, guys. I know that there are bills to pay, there are responsibilities. I am a father, and especially living in London, guys, it's it's extremely expensive. So whilst in the background I'm doing 2 other jobs, so in total 3 jobs, I can't shy away from certain responsibilities. So I'm back, and I've started resumed my sales career, albeit the company I work for is one of the biggest broadband telecoms and data providers in the UK. It's a tiny company. I think only about 16,000 employees or so. So whereas I'm working for a corporate company, it's not a corporate role. I'm not selling to other corporate companies. In fact, it's a role where I had to really take a couple of steps back from my position that I sort of gained experience over the years, and really allows me to get back to basics, especially in terms of like sales. And my reasoning is not the most important thing in my life. It's one of those roles where, okay, careful how I say this because I want to remain very honest and very humble about this. But to be honest, guys, it's a job that I can do with my eyes closed. 37 and a half, 40 hours a week, Monday to Friday. I can be on autopilot doing this job and I'll do it well. And that's why I did it. There are people playing tennis over there. Amazing. Let's turn back around actually. So, good news, guys. I have a main income stream again. And hopefully, whilst I am leveling up, learning from mistakes, trying to become a YouTuber / content creator, I'm a realist. I know that, there are certain duties, responsibilities that I have to uphold, and I shall continue to do that for as long as I can. Hopefully, fingers crossed, until I'm, who knows? One can dream to become a big enough content creator that it becomes my main income source. Wouldn't that just be amazing? So, that's the good news. And the topic that I wanted to talk to you guys about today concerns many of you. If you are a 20-year-old adult, you should find what I'm talking about somewhat relatable, because more and more as we find ourselves in these careers, jobs, or professions that we leave our houses for every morning, probably not on the weekends, but as in a 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. In recent years, especially in the last decade or so, the term work-life balance gets thrown around so much these days, especially with these bigger companies that want to give you this work-life balance. Well, I ask you guys, what is work-life balance? Do you understand what it involves? And essentially, work-life balance is when you have an even split of work, of sleep and rest, and time to yourself to socialize, do things with your friends and family, hobbies, and everything in between, like doing the things that you enjoy. Now, this leads me on to something I stumbled upon perhaps maybe 2 or 3 years ago. And what that is called the 8 plus 8 plus 8. I know, guys, I'm holding 3 fingers up, but 8 plus 8 plus 8. If you add those 3 numbers together, it equates to 24 hours in a day. So what we know immediately is that we can divide our day into 3 equal parts. Well, almost. Now, the 8-8 rule really consists of 8 hours of good sleep and rest. Now, some of us, like myself, can probably take 1 or 2 hours off that, providing that it's good quality sleep, deep sleep, often referred to as REM sleep, when you're in that state of total relaxation where your mind and your cognitive behavioral patterns are at ease somewhat. Okay, so that's the first 8. The second 8 really combines your career and your professional life, and that is 8 hours of hard work. Now, this would be drastically different depending on the type of your job. If you are a creative thinker, or if you have a office job, or if you are more of a hands-on kind of like out in the field kind of role. So very different definitions of hard work, but you know what I mean. And however that applies to you, great. Do that for a solid 7-8 hours a day to reach your true kind of potential in terms of your work. Okay? Now, the last 8 is where it gets very, very interesting, because in fact, it breaks the 8 plus 8 plus 8 rule. It actually should be 9, because it's divided into 3 equal parts, where, now without over confusing everyone, these 3 are 3 S's, 3 F's, and 3 H's. Okay, so let's start with the 3 H's, shall we? And the 3 H's really consist of health, hygiene, and hobbies. Okay, really simple. Health, hygiene, hobbies. And that's mainly for yourself, right? You're not, I don't know if you like to do these things with other people, but why not? The more the merrier, as they say. So that's H. And now 3 F's. 3 F's essentially is friends, family, and guys, what's the third F? Wait, friends, family, and faith. Faith. Now, we all know what friends and family are, and we do need to spend time with both. Quality time with friends and family, nothing on earth is better. Faith, well, that's a bit of that's open to interpretation. You could be very religious, you could be somewhat religious, you can be not religious at all. But whatever your faith is, spend time doing it. Now, the last 3 hours you should spend out of the 9 is 3 S's for Sierra or sugar. if I haven't pronounced it correctly. And this really involves social. So that's like going out, getting out of the house, change of scenery, change of environment. Could even be involved going to the cinema, going out to play your favorite sports, going to the gym. Yeah. So social, self, and soul. And essentially, guys, to me, this is a comprehensive balance of how you can structure your daily lives to make things feel like they're balanced. Okay, coming back to the work-life balance, that's my interpretation of work-life balance. This is how I achieve work-life balance. It'll be interesting to hear from you guys how you do it. And as I explore this very dark playground, somewhat tranquil and peaceful when there are no kids running around and screaming. Maybe just me. And then, you know, what I wanted to leave you with today with this particular video is that I've spent the last 400 days suffering in silence. On the window of my bedroom, I have counted each single day that I have felt alone, isolated, and oftentimes just drowning in depression. I wrote at the bottom of all the days that I counted, which is probably over 400 days, which is well over a year. Stop counting the days. Instead, make the days count. I shall leave you with this thought. As I almost fall over. And I'll see you guys on the next weekly Walky Talky therapies. See you soon.